So as we continue with the topic ratios and proportion, we are now looking at objective number 3, and the objective is to simplify ratios. So here we will notice that we have 3 pineapples and 6 mangoes. So we're looking at the ratio of pineapples to mangoes. We're using natural numbers. You're going to get 3 to 6. So we're going to simplify this. So when we simplify ratios, we must first determine the common factor of all the quantities. So for this ratio, the common factor is going to be 3, because 3 can go into 3 and 3 can also go into 6. So step 2 is now we must divide each one of these components of the ratio by that common factor. So we need to divide both of these by the number 3. So 3 is being divided by 3 and 6 is being divided by 3. So after dividing, we will have a reduced ratio which may or may not be the simplest form. So 3 divided by 3 is 1 and 6 divided by 3 is 2. This is going to be the simplest form because once you see 1, we know we cannot divide any further. So as 3 was the highest common factor, we cannot reduce any further. So let's say we had a ratio that was larger, 24 to 30. So if you were to choose a common factor that is not the highest common factor, then it will become necessary for you to divide again until there was no more common factors. So let's say you were dividing by 3 and not 6. 6, by the way, is the highest common factor, but 3 is a common factor. So if you're in an exam, you might see the 6 in your head that you should be using 6, and you went and used the 3. So when you divide both of these by 3, you will notice that it's not in its simplest form because 24 divided by 3 is 8 and 30 divided by 3 will give you 10. These numbers are still even, so we know we can also divide by 2. So because we did not use the highest common factor, you will have to divide more than once. Now this doesn't mean you will lose points. In fact, you're going to get the same amount of points as the person that uses the highest common factor. So don't cry if you don't see the highest common factor right away. So now we will divide by 2. And when we divide by 2, we will now be in its simplest form. The ratio is going to be 4 to 5 because 8 divided by 2 is 4 and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And so this is now the simplest form of the original ratio, 24 to 30. So don't feel bad if you don't find the highest common factor right away. So let's look at 72 to 84. So finding the highest common factor will help you to find your simplest form quicker. So if you don't see it's 12, you just keep dividing until you get to the right one. But here the common factor is going to be 12. So when we divide by 12, we are going to get 6 to 7. So 72 divided by 12 is 6, and 84 divided by 12 is 7. Now, if you are doing the BGCSE, there's a much simpler form. You can put the 72 and use the fraction key with 84, and when you hit equal, it should give you 6 to 7.